Man's obsession with speed accelerated with the automobile. 1896 saw a race from Hyde Park, Chicago, where 3 years earlier the Columbian Exposition was held, to Evanston, Illinois, first suburb north of Chicago, and back. Large organized events sprang up all over at the turn of the century, including the Vanderbilt Cup in Long Island, New York, named for the famous family. The Vanderbilt course was part public highway and part Long Island Motor Parkway, a private toll road. At this venue in 1908, L.S. Chadwick, a Pennsylvania auto manufacturer, tested the first supercharger that propelled his vehicle to 106 miles per hour. The supercharger allowed piston-driven aircraft to fly over 10,000 feet and is commonly used today in autos to increase power with greater fuel economy. Racing brought about innovations in every facet of automobile development. Early on, manufacturers built special race cars to promote their name and test technology. Ford had the 999, Oldsmobile the Pirate, Packard the Gray Wolf, Marmon the Wasp, and in 1952, Cummins Diesel raced a diesel-powered Indy car to rekindle interest in diesel-powered autos. Road racing in this country was soon replaced by racing venues of varied sizes and materials, including wood, much like bike racing velodromes of the day. In 1911, the first Indianapolis 500 race was won by the Marmon Wasp, the first car equipped with a rear-view mirror. Adding to the lure of racing were the flamboyant personalities of the drivers, such as Barney Oldfield, Louis Chevrolet, Fireball Roberts, who perished in a fiery crash, to today's Dale Earnhardt and Danica Patrick. Early drivers wore street clothes and hats, then helmets and goggles came into vogue. As auto racing progressed, so did safety standards, much of which was incorporated into passenger cars, like seatbelts, harnesses, fuel tank safety, etc. Some of these improvements came at a high cost as men and machine were pushed to the limit. Over time, race cars became more aerodynamic and specialized for the type of racing they were meant to do. Early race cars often were stripped-down roadsters with cigar-chomping daredevils at the wheel and brave ride-along mechanics who operated hand pumps to keep oil and fuel pressure up. The 1920s and 1930s racing was pretty much an amateur or independently supported affair. After World War II, a resurgence in racing was realized with a boom in stock cars and import and domestic sports cars. It was in this era that the phrase, "What wins on Sunday sells on Monday," woke up the Big Three to get back in the race game. The Big Three recognized a new opportunity and by the mid-1950s offered light-bodied cars stripped to the bones with large engines. This was the genesis of the muscle car in 1960 that is still alive today. The risk-taking men at the dawn of auto racing drove us to today's technology and the commuter cars we use today. See more on the history of automotive manufacturing at our IMTS booth W1900. And don't forget to pick up a Cutting Tool Engineering and MICROmanufacturing lanyard at the doors of each hall of IMTS.